Welcome to Walkers and August Yoga. Today's flow focuses on tapping into our intuition through our breathing and physically and focusing on our hips as we move through our flow. To begin in your breathing, sit in a comfortable seat, maybe up on a pillow or boosted on a block. Palms down on your knees. Create some space between your ankles and wiggle from side to side in your seat until you feel neutral and settled. Imagine that a string is pulling your spine upward, creating a nice lengthening of your spine, and then easing your shoulders up and back, coming into a meditation posture. Take a few breaths on your own here, inhaling and exhaling, paying attention to the rise of your belly, your lungs, your chest. And listen for the sound of your breath. Take a few neck rolls from side to side. And any other final movements you'd like to do before we start to breathe together. Preparing your body to sit. Let's begin by taking a big inhale through our nose and a big exhale through our mouth. Our pranayama, or breathing technique today, is in and out through the nose. And when we inhale, we'll fill our belly and our chest. And then we'll exhale through our nose in a puff. And we will inhale, filling our belly as our gut center, focusing on that sense of intuition, of knowing without knowing, that you feel something from your gut, the gut sense. And then inhaling through our chest, which brings us into our heart center, if you follow your heart. So tapping into our intuition through our gut and through our heart and getting out of our minds a little bit. Inhale and exhale to prepare. Then breathe in through the nose, filling belly, filling chest, and puff air out through the nose. Breathe in, filling belly, filling chest. Breathe out through the nose. Tapping into our intuition. Breathe in nose to fill belly, to fill chest. Breathing out through the nose. A few more times together. Breathing in, filling belly, filling chest. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe in, filling belly, filling chest. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe into your gut center, your heart center, and release through nose. 2 more, in belly, in chest, out through nose. Last one, take your time, fully breathing in, filling your gut, filling your heart center, and puff out through nose. Breathing in and out here normally. Maybe you would like to continue breathing in and out through your nose and even into Ujjayi breathing, which is constricting your throat just a little bit and making the sound of the ocean waves as you breathe in and out. This is helpful to monitor the cadence of your breathing, to remind yourself to come into your breath in your practice and to create internal heat. Continuing to breathe and seated here in this posture, let's consider the intention for our practice. Tapping into your intuition includes knowing without knowing. Having a feeling that something is just on the horizon or that something might be coming to you that you don't fully know yet with your mind, but you can sense it. Maybe there's some answers that you're looking for, or you know there's another path for you, and your intuition may give you the courage to take that path. Yoga Sutra 1 now begins the practice of yoga. Reminds us that we can always tap into the moment, into our now, to make choices in our life. We are never stuck. And our practice of yoga is always beginning now. When you feel that your focus, your intention for your practice is starting to settle in, acknowledge that intention and then let it go. Know that there's nothing you need to do for the next hour except for be totally on your mat, bringing your mind back to that intention and back to your breath. Let's inhale our arms up together, reaching overhead, gazing upward, press palms together. Exhale, drawing palms back into your heart center, pressing thumbs into your heart. I invite you to join me in the vibration of Om. Inhaling. And release. Let's sit back now with our knees up in the sky, removing any props that you had around you for your breathing. Sitting on your seat, knees up to the sky, hands behind you. And take a moment here to notice when you are active or inactive. Inactive here would be slouched down a little bit, resting on your bones, loose belly. Active is shoulders up and back, pressing down with your fingertips, gaining length in the spine and your arms, engaged core. And maybe find somewhere in between. In each of our yoga postures, we have the option to be active, inactive, or somewhere in the middle, depending on how we're feeling that day and what we're looking for in our practice. Coming into this posture here, pressing feet down, lifting off from your seat. Big inhale, straighten up tall, and then exhale, allow your knees to come over to one side. The opposite seat lifts. Maybe you gaze over that opposite shoulder, so your gaze is going a different direction than your knees. Big inhale. And exhale, release knees back to the sky. Inhale, lifting up on your spine. And exhale, knees come over to the side, gazing over, finding a nice twist here. And let's continue that. Inhaling, knees up. Exhaling, knees down. Allowing yourself to roll from one side of your seat to the other and treating the ground like a foam roller here, getting some nice movement from side to side, feet flex and toes lifting up off the ground. You can even bounce from one hand to the other here. And if you feel a particular sticky spot on one of your hips, maybe you stay there massaging the muscle, moving from side to side. I call these 90-90s. Because our knees are at roughly a 90-degree angle. See if you can bring both hands out in front of you. Inhale, lift, and exhale, coming onto one side. More dynamic movement here. Playing around with our 90-90s, waking up our hips and our spine with a gentle twist. And then coming back to the center. Now we'll move into deer pose, still keeping the 90-90s in our knees, but we'll move them onto the ground. One knee is facing forward and that seat is on the ground. The other knee is out toward the side, that seat is lifted, depending on how your hips are built. But do allow your seat to lift so you're not planted in the ground, but have a more organic rolling over of your hips. Feet flexed. Inhale, arms up to the sky, gaze up. Exhale, plant your hands down on either side of that front knee, pulling your chest forward, gentle tuck of the chin, straight spine. On your next inhale, arms come up again, gaze up, and then exhale, hands over to the side, creating a twist here, the front hand on your knee. And imagine the twist, not a strain, but like you're wringing out a towel from the base of your spine, increasing along the center of your body, and then your chest, then your shoulders twist even farther, then your neck and chin, and then your gaze goes the farthest. In any twist, your gaze will be the farthest point, twisting over and backing off from any strain or pain. Big inhale. See if you can exhale, twist a little bit farther. Inhale and release down. Switching your knees here. Opposite knee is now forward. One knee out to the side. Pay attention to which sit bone is lifted. Getting settled in here to our deer pose. Inhale, arms up to the sky, slight back bend. Exhale, hands frame the front knee. Pulling your chest forward. Tuck of the chin. Nice long spine here. Big inhales and exhales. Loving the practice. Inhale, reaching arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, front hand comes to that knee. Your other arm placed on the ground to allow you to twist. Keeping in mind like you're wringing out that towel once again. Starting in your lower spine, no strain. Increasing through your side body and ribs. Then your chest, shoulder, neck, and finally your gaze. The goal is to not go as far as you can, but to be aware of the twist. Going for quality. Big inhale. Exhale, see if you can twist just an inch farther. Big inhale. Exhale, release back to center. And bringing your knees up to the sky once again. Hands placed behind you. We'll come into a figure 4 stretch. Leaning back on your hands, fingertips are pointed in toward your seat. Right ankle over left knee, pressing down with left foot. And you're in control here of the intensity of the stretch. You can be a little bit looser, or you can really come up and in toward that figure 4 stretch, feeling that along your right quad and glute. Great time to wrinkle your toes, move your ankle in a circle, pointing and flexing your foot, giving some love to your feet. They will create a nice, stable foundation for our standing postures. Big inhale. Exhale, release, coming into the other side. Now the right foot is planted, the left ankle over the right knee. Readjust, finding that intensity again. How close the planted foot is in toward your seat determines the intensity of the stretch. For a little looser stretch, that foot is out farther. To increase the stretch, the heel is snug into your seat. Big inhales and exhales here, feeling the stretch along your left leg. Finding some calm and stillness in the stretch. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Wonderful. Now we'll cradle in each knee. I always love this. You can simply hug in the knee, perfect, or the sole of your foot can come into the elbow. So right sole of the foot into that left elbow crease. Right elbow hugs the right knee, and you rock your knee back and forth like a baby. I love this. People very naturally rock from side to side, offering yourself some love and care and nourishment. Dreamy day. Big inhale, squeeze in. Exhale, release down. Very nice. Placing that leg down. Let's hug in the left knee. Perfect to hug in the knee here and cradle back and forth. To intensify, the sole of the left foot goes into the crook of the right elbow. The left knee goes into the left elbow and you rock back and forth. Finding a gentle sway. Paying attention to your hip socket. Again, active, inactive. How much are you pulling in? Noticing any strain and backing off. Next, inhale, squeezing in. And exhale, releasing down. Now let's move into a wide-kneed child's pose. Feeling warmed up here. Take a sip of water if you'd like. The wide-kneed child's pose allows us to wake up our hips. Knees can come all the way to the outside of your mat, but more likely just a little bit in. Sitting back on your heels and then allowing your arms to stretch forward. Big inhales and exhales here. Maybe you allow the left ear to come to the mat, gazing over to the right side. On your next inhale, placing your forehead on the mat. Finding your center once again. Breathing deeply. And then maybe placing the right ear on the mat. It doesn't have to come totally to the mat, but it allows us to gaze over to our left side, stretching our neck just a little bit. Big inhales and exhales here, lots of gratitude. And then placing the forehead back on the mat. Settling in here for a few more breaths, coming back to your intention. Tapping into your intuition and your gut and heart center. And knowing that your practice always begins right now. On your next inhale, come up to a tabletop. And we'll go through some cat-cows here. In tabletop posture, you're looking for alignment for your wrists to be below your shoulders. If you have any hyperextension in your arms, slight bend in the elbow here. And knees below hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked. That's up to you. You can even switch back and forth during your cat-cows. We're in our neutral tabletop. Let's inhale for cow. Swaying back and forth, feeling this in our hips. Chest is forward. And then exhaling for cat, tucking our tail, pressing down with our hands and getting that nice Halloween cat back. Rocking forward and backward here. Continuing to breathe. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Let's try some different wrist positions. Your wrists can come in toward one another and fingers face the outside of your mat. From tabletop, moving from side to side here, to the right and to the left, feeling that stretch in your hand, particularly where your fingers begin. And then try moving your fingers backward, wrists pointing forward, and then moving forward and backward on your mat, getting a really nice stretch and opening here in your wrists. And then a new one that I tried is placing your palms on the mat. So your palms are facing upward, and you might not put all of your weight on it, but getting a really nice stretch along the top of the hand. Coming up onto fists is a great way to relieve some pressure from your wrists. And let's place our hands back down, taking a few more cat-cows, the knowledge that we have now of active and inactive and different wrist positions. Let's inhale for cow, exhale for cat, tucking tail. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Let's shift our weight onto our left side and then raising our right knee. This is called a fire hydrant, waking up our hips here. And then trying to redistribute weight onto both of our hands. Trying not to lean all the way left. Let's take some hip circles to the right and left. Hip opener here. Sometimes we do this when we're in down dog. We can also do it from tabletop. Let's do 3 fire hydrants out to the side. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 footprints on the ceiling, pressing up with a flexed foot. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Drawing the knee into chest, and then releasing that knee back down. Coming back into our breath. And we will repeat on the other side. Shifting the weight slightly over to the right side. Fire hydrant with the left knee comes out to the side. Then redistributing the weight on both hands, trying not to lean too far over to the right. We'll take some knee circles. Breaking up our left hip. And let's do 3 fire hydrants out to the left. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 footprints on the ceiling, flexed foot. 1, 2, 3. Drawing knee into chest. And then releasing back down. Sinking back into your child's pose. Inhale, coming up through table, and exhale, hips down, coming all the way down to your belly. Finding a couple back bends here. Toes are outstretched, long, legs long. Hands on either side of your chest, fingers pointed forward. Pressing down with your hands, finding a slight back bend, baby cobra, chin tucked. Inhale, press up an inch. Exhale, come all the way down to the mat. Inhale, pressing up, baby cobra. Exhale, coming back down. One more time. Inhale, press up, baby cobra. Exhale, coming onto forearms in a sphinx posture. Pulling our chest through. Gazing forward, inhales and exhales. And then maybe we come up onto our hands, arms outstretched toward the front corners of our mat in a seal posture. Big inhales and exhales. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, come back onto forearms. From here, take a few breaths on your own, playing around with your back bends. You now have the knowledge of the baby cobra, the sphinx on the forearms, seal posture with your hands to the front corners, and then to come up into a high cobra, your hands would be out in front of you. And then to intensify that, the up dog, hands come a little bit more in towards you, and you lift up. So all that's touching the mat are your toes and your hands. Nice engaged posture. You can also come down onto your forearms where your hands are together in front of you, making more of a diamond shape. These are all different postures that you can come into when we do our vinyasa. We say up dog, but you can take any of these variations that you like, depending on your shoulder ability today, how your wrists are feeling, your lower back, or just what feels right within the flow. You have that freedom. Let's move back into our child's pose, coming through tabletop back to child's. And let's tuck our toes and rise up into a down dog, pedaling on our feet. In down dog, heels are coming toward the ground, if not on the ground. Hands are pushing forward. Tuck of the navel, tuck of the chin, gaze toward navel, slight bend in the knees. Big inhale, and then let's tiptoe our feet all the way up to our hands. In a forward fold here, slight bend of the knee. Hug onto opposite elbows and allow your head to draw down toward the ground. Chest is coming in toward your quads. And you can start to lengthen your legs, coming into straight. Getting a nice hang here. Acknowledging what it feels like to be upside down. Then releasing hands to the ground. Let's draw our hands up our legs as we come to straight, chin tucked. Taking a moment to settle into your standing posture, your Samasthiti. Feet are at the top of your mat, about a foot back from that front edge. Feet all the way placed on the mat. Heels, side of your feet, the balls of your feet, and then splaying your toes. Slight bend in the knee, engage legs. Tuck of the navel. Shoulders roll up and back, palms forward. Your standing posture. We'll go through a modified Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B before we come into standing postures. Inhale, arms up to the sky, gaze follows. Exhale, hinge at the hips, straight spine. Inhale, hands slide up your calves as you straighten your spine in a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step or jump back, lowering to the ground or just above. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, down dog. From our down dog here, bringing your feet to the outsides of the mat and walking back with your hands. Allowing your hips to drop and coming into a yogi squat or a malasana squat. Heels can lift, they probably will naturally, or depending on how you're built. You can bring your feet in wider, move your feet out wider, bring them in closer depending on your hips. And then with control, finding a straight spine, not all the way straight, but that at least so the chest is forward, engaged abs and lower back. And bring your hands into prayer. Try to find some feeling that you're settled and like you could stay here for a little while. Some peace. We'll lift up together one time. Inhale, straightening your legs, engaging your glutes. Maybe you stay on tiptoes as you stand all the way up. Slight back bend. And then exhale with control, coming all the way down. Wonderful. Coming back into a down dog, use your hands to walk yourself forward, lifting your hips. And maybe you bring in your feet closer. Big inhale. And exhale, step or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, straighten spine. Exhale, crown to the ground. Tuck your chin and rise all the way up to standing. Beautiful. We're back in our Samastitihi. For Sun Salutation B, we begin with chair posture. And bringing your feet in together, maybe your toes touch, heels are slightly apart. Hands in prayer. Inhale, arms, chest up. Exhale, sitting down in your chair. Cat-cow your spine just a little bit to find your neutral spine, sitting in your chair, chest up. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, diving down, straight spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump back. Lowering down to the ground. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot up to the sky. Exhale, right toes behind right wrist. Left foot plants, rising up to warrior one on the right side. Your checkpoints here, your hips and shoulders are facing forward. Right toes forward. Left toes out to the side. Right foot coming into a 90-degree angle in your leg. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, hands plant. Option to keep that right foot lifted as you lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. From your down dog, left leg lifts. Big inhale. Exhale, left toes behind left wrist, right foot plants. Rise up, warrior one on the left side. Finding your checkpoints here, your hips, shoulders, 90-degree angle in the left knee. Feeling strong and centered. Inhale, look up, lift chest. Exhale, hands plant. Option to keep that left foot lifted as you lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. From our down dog, let's bring our feet to the outside of our mat once again, and we'll walk our hands back once again. But instead of squatting, we'll do a twist. Bringing your right hand to the left ankle, opening up the left arm, and gazing up to the sky. Inhale, full expression. Exhale, hands come back toward the center, readjusting. Left hand to the right ankle. Right wing opens, gazing up to the sky. Big inhale, full expression. And exhale, hands come back down to center. Coming back into the down dog, hands come forward as your hips lift. Bringing the feet in closer. And if you haven't tried it yet, try jumping your feet to your hands, even if it takes a couple turns, and starting to get used to that motion. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, crown to the ground. Tuck your chin and rise all the way up to standing. Arms up to the sky, preparing for chair pose. Feet come together, and then sinking back in your hips. Maybe you come up on your toes. Woo! Maybe you sit a little deeper in your chair. Inhale, stand up, and exhale, release your arms down. Coming back into your breathing, find your equal standing posture once again. Preparing your mind for our balancing postures. Big inhale together, and full exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, stepping your right foot behind you and revolving to the back of your mat. Arms open to a T, coming into triangle posture. Right arm reaches as far as you can, and then comes down, maybe toward a block. That's what I just grabbed. Arms opening to a T, gazing up to your left hand. Try to become light in your right fingertips, finding some nice lift. Pressing down with both feet. On your next inhale, see if you can twist just a little bit farther up, still keeping that left hand straight to the sky. And then exhale, coming down. Inhale, rising up, arms to a T, revolving to the front of our mat. Finding triangle pose on the left side. Reaching as far as you can over with the left arm, right hip out to the side. Left hand comes onto the floor or a block. Right arm reaches to the sky. Again, see if you can become light in the left fingertips for some more lift. Pressing down with both feet. On your next inhale, see if you can twist, lifting your chest a little bit farther up. Right arm reaching straight to the sky. Exhale, hands come down. And then step back into your equal standing posture. Tuck chin and rise all the way up to standing. Big inhale. Exhale, right foot steps behind you again, revolving to the back of your mat. This time into side angle posture. Right elbow to your right knee, left arm creating that long diagonal, gazing up to the sky. Pressing down with both feet. See if you can become light in the right elbow. Maybe you hold that beach ball out in front of you, twisting your chest up to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, release your hands on either side of the right foot. Walking your feet. Walking yourself around to the front of your mat. Left elbow to the left knee and finding side angle posture. Pressing down with both feet, coming into the right angle on the left foot. Spiraling chest open to the sky. See if you can become light in the left elbow. See if you can hold that beach ball out in front of you. Perfect wherever you are. Big inhale, chest up. Exhale, hands frame the left foot. And then stepping right foot to meet your left foot. And rising on an inhale. Stepping your left foot back this time and opening up for Prasarita. Heels coming to the back, long edge of your mat, toes out to the opposite corners. Inhaling your arms to a T. Exhaling, hinging from the hips, straight spine, hands come to the mat. Inhale, pressing up on your hands, lifting chest. Exhale, hands walk back. Bend your knees generously, keeping that straight spine. Almost a right degree angle in your arms. Big inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, hands come forward, lifting up on your hands. Exhale, tuck your chin and rise up again to standing. Inhale your arms out to the side. Exhale, hands come behind your back as if they're in your jean pockets. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, straight spine, chest forward, hinging at the hips. You won't go as far. Slight bend in the knee for Prasarita B. Inhale, come up just an inch. Exhale, see if you can go even farther, but keep that straight spine. And you can notice if you do round your spine, you'll go farther, but we're going for quality here. Big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, pressing down with your feet, rise up. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, binding your hands behind your back. Lifting your chest, big inhale. Exhale, straight spine, hinging over, Prasarita C. Arms can go up and above your head. Big inhale. Big exhale. A lot of people love this for the release they get up and down their back. Chest comes forward, bend in the knees. Big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, rise to standing. Last one, Prasarita D. Inhaling your arms out to a T. Exhaling, straight spine, peace fingers latch onto your toes. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, folding forward, generous bend in the knee, pulling upward with your hands as you're pressing down with your feet. Prasarita D. Very active, shoulder blades come together behind your back. Inhale, lifting up with your chest. Exhale, tucking your chin and rising all the way back to standing. Settling here for a moment. The Prasarita series is excellent for our legs and our back, a nice intense stretch. From here, let's come into a goddess posture. Knees out to the side, feet planted, engaging our quads and glutes to sink down. Straight spine, engaged core. Let's find some playful expression with our hands. In front of you in prayer posture. Straight out in front of you. Straight up above you, creating a steeple. Maybe you sink down. Cactus arms out to the side. Bound behind your back like we did in Prasarita C. Prayer hands behind your back, reverse namaste. Hugging onto your elbows like we did in forward fold. Inhaling, arms out to the side. Exhaling, bending your right knee, lifting the left toes, Skandasana, gazing to the left. Inhale up. Bending left knee, gazing to the right. Come into some playful movement here with your Skandasanas, your goddess posture, up and down. Finding some nice opening in your hips and your quads. Strong and beautiful. Maybe you use your hands to really sink down low. Or maybe your hands stay lifted as you move from side to side. Great for balance and muscle work. Eventually revolving to the front of your mat. And with care, lifting up to equal standing posture. Big inhale, big exhale. On your next inhale, stepping your right toes back and revolving to the back of your mat. Setting up for a pyramid posture. Both toes are pointed to the back of your mat, left toes slightly out to the side. Your stance is closer together than it has been during triangle and side angle posture. Finding your hands behind you in the bind of your choice. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, straight spine, folding over the right leg. Inhale, up an inch. Exhale, down even farther. Lift your chest here and try to determine, am I rounding my spine? We're going for that flat back. Slight bend in each knee. Big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, rise all the way up to stand. And revolve to the front of your mat. Now left toes are pointed forward, right toes slightly out to the side. Stance is close together. Switch the grip of your bind behind your back. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, folding at the spine over the left leg. Inhale, up an inch. Exhale, fold even farther. Shoulder blades coming together behind you, chest lifted, tuck up the chin. Try to determine if you're rounding your spine and lift your chest up. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, fold even farther. Really enjoying this intense pyramid posture. Big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin. Lift up. And stepping your feet together at the top of your mat. Releasing your grip. And moving from side to side here. Let's come into tree posture together, a beautiful way to root down. We'll first lift the right foot, so let's shift weight onto the left foot. Left foot is planted, slight bend in the knee. When you feel ready, the right toes can start to move up the left leg, slight bend in the left knee, and the foot will press against your left leg either below or above your left knee. We don't want to press against the knee. Finding that nice pressing together, that counter tension. And then find some expression in your hands. Maybe you're a very solid tree. Maybe you're a long, wide tree. Maybe you're a willowy, windy tree. Maybe you're a cactus. What feels good for you today? We're rooting down as we're lengthening up. Now begins the practice of yoga. Find that drishti, that point to look at. Something that is not moving to help you stay stable. Find your full expression of your tree. Notice where you are. Take a big inhale, and then with control, lower that right foot to the ground. Coming into tree on the other side, right foot is planted. Spreading out your toes, shifting weight to the right side, slight bend in the right knee. And when you feel stable, the left toes can start to travel up the right leg, below the knee, or above the knee. When you feel stable, start to notice the rooting down, the pressing down of your right foot, and the lifting up of your body, the rooting and the lengthening. Chest lifts, and again you find your expression. Maybe it's different on this side. Maybe you have a steepled top, like a cone for a tree. Finding your drishti, that immovable point of focus. Finding some peace, tapping into that intuition, the knowing without knowing. Big inhale, full expression of your tree. Notice the calm you feel. And then exhale, left leg floats down. Shaking it out. Tree is a challenging yet enjoyable posture. Let's sink back into our chair pose. Bring your toes together once again. Inhaling, arms up and sitting back in your chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge from the hips, hands to the ground. Inhale, straighten spine. Exhale, step or jump back. Lower down to the ground. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then stepping your feet to your hands. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, tuck chin. And rise to stand. That quick movement after chair was a vinyasa. And you can take that any way you like. Finding freedom in your flow. Stepping the left foot back, coming into warrior one on the right side for just a beat. Inhale. Exhale, revolve to the back of your mat, finding warrior one on the left side for just a beat. Big inhale. Exhale, coming into warrior two toward the back of your mat. Left toes and fingers pointed to the back of your mat. Right fingers pointed back to the front of your mat. Hips and shoulders are open to the side of your mat. Big inhale. Exhale, revolve to the front of your mat. Coming into warrior two on the right side. Big inhale. Exhale, step the left foot to the right at the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge the hips, placing your hands down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, feet jump back. Lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, child's pose. We made it. You made it to child's pose again. Notice how this child's pose feels different from the first of your practice. Maybe you feel different inside. You have more internal heat. Deep breaths, tapping into your intuition, open to new things, and knowing that for all the questions in your life, there is a place where all the answers reside. Big inhale, big exhale. On your next inhale, lifting your chest, and we'll transition into frog pose. Hands slide forward. Knees come toward the outside of your mat. And then your hips move onto the ground. Wiggle into place, take your time. What we're looking for in frog is all of your body down on the mat. I'm up on forearms right now. That's a nice place to be. But if you can, fully recline so that your chest and maybe your forehead are down on the mat and you're relaxed here. This is not an active posture. We're lying on our belly, release down, knees out to the side of your mat. And everyone's bones are built differently, so for some people their heels will want to come in toward each other, and for some the heels can rest on the ground. No right or wrong. Use props if you'd like to place underneath your feet if they're lifted. And any other cushioning or bolsters that would help you fully release into frog posture, Mandukasana. Taking nice deep breaths. And if you do have one ear to the ground, eventually switch the other ear to the ground. We'll be here for about 10 deep breaths. Awakening from your frog, we'll transition into bow posture. However you'd like to get there, lying flat on your belly with your feet behind you. Eventually you'll flex your feet and point them toward the sky like we did when we were making footprints on the ceiling. And then sweep your arms back, reaching for your feet. If you're right here, you can lift your chest. That's a nice stretch. You can also use a strap to go behind your ankles and hold on to the strap. If you can reach your ankles, you will be pushing back with your feet as you're pulling forward with your hands, which creates that nice bowstring. And then see if with your breathing and the momentum, you can rock yourself back and forth here. Continuing to press back with your feet as you're pulling forward with your hands. Continuing to breathe, feeling that belly massage on the mat. Big inhale, full expression. Exhale, release down. Nice. Coming back into child's pose. Then lifting up into tabletop and feet come forward. We'll lie all the way on our back once again. And we'll repeat what we did at the beginning of practice, but this time reclined. Let's hug in our knee to chest, the right knee. Bringing the knee coming in toward your armpit, out a diagonal a little bit. You can point and flex your feet. And then eventually, left foot plants with left knee to the sky and right ankle to the left knee in a figure 4 posture. Perfect as you are here. You can also reach through, threading the needle, finding the other side of the thigh or calf, and then come back down onto the mat, trying to place your shoulder blades on the mat. Nice figure 4 stretch here. Then eventually straighten your left leg, and your right foot comes around and onto the left side of your body, gazing over your right shoulder in a reclined figure 4 twist. Left fingers to the right toes, and your right leg can lengthen. So left leg is long, right leg is long, arms out to a T, gazing over your right shoulder in the supine twist. This is a reclined chasing Shiva. Big inhale, full expression, and then exhale, release the right toes up to the sky. You can place your hands underneath your seat for some support, and let's point and flex our right foot. Moving the ankle in circles to the right and left, and then eventually expanding those circles to small, medium, and large, in both directions, tracing circles on the ceiling, awareness of your hip, awareness when you're reaching your edge, when you're dipping down low. Woo. Some ab control here. Big inhale, right leg lifts, exhale, right leg lowers down. Recline on your back, we'll repeat on the other side. On your next inhale, hugging left knee first into chest, and then releasing out to the side, coming into a diagonal toward your armpit. Right foot plants, right knee to the sky, left ankle on the right knee in a figure 4 stretch. If desired, you can reach through Grabbing onto your right quad or your right calf. And to intensify the stretch, laying back on your shoulder blades, hugging in. Again, you're in control of the intensity here. How active are you pulling in? Big inhale, full expression. Exhale, right leg comes long. Left foot over to your right side, gazing over the left shoulder in a supine twist. Right fingers can grab onto left toes, left leg lengthens, both arms out to a T, gazing over your left shoulder in a reclined chasing Shiva. Big inhale, your full expression of your twist. And then exhale with control. Left foot comes to the ceiling. You can place your hands beneath you for stability, pointing and flexing the left foot and rolling your ankle in circles. Then you start to draw small, medium, and large circles on the ceiling in both directions, aware of your edges, how this feels, and engaging your glutes and your abs for stability here. Big inhale, leg lifts all the way up to the ceiling, and exhale, lower down with control. Here you are, reclined on your mat. If you'd like, you can go straight into Shavasana from here. Any last hugging in or happy baby that you'd like. I will cue bridge postures, and if you'd like, you can join. We'll do 3 bridges together, planting your feet. First, lifting up pretty gently, lifting your hips. Noticing how your spine feels, your hips pressing down with your feet. Inhale up just an inch higher, and then exhale, lower down with control. For our second bridge, you can repeat what you did on the first, or as you lift your hips, bringing your hands together, binding behind you, and rolling your shoulder blades under. Inhale, lifting up your hips, and exhale, lowering down, allowing your shoulder blades to resettle. You can repeat either of the first 2 bridges, or we'll come into wheel posture. For wheel posture, hands are up overhead, fingertips pointing into your shoulders, and then pressing down with your feet and your hands, lifting hips. See how active or inactive you'd like to be. It's not a competition here. Maybe you come up on your tiptoes. Holding steady for as long as you like, and then lowering down with control, paying special attention to your neck. Hugging your knees into your chest, rocking from side to side, and coming into a happy baby. Tucking your shoulder blades beneath you, and finding some stillness here. We've done a lot of great work with our hips today. Hugging your knees in, rolling like a ball up to your seat. Pausing for a moment in your seat and coming into diamond pose. Your feet are pressed together. It's a little bit longer than a butterfly, where you're Heels are more into your seat. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold over. You can round your spine now. Inhale, lift up with control. Let's come up onto our sit bones and into a gentle boat. You can hold on to the back of your legs. Inhale, full expression, and then exhale, settle down onto your back. If you've been in Shavasana for a little while, that's perfect. Sink even deeper. If you're coming into Shavasana, gently tuck your shoulder blades beneath you to allow your chest to open. Feet can flop out to the side, allowing your hip bones to really settle. Knees can come slightly out to the side. Palms to the sky. Offer yourself immense gratitude for your practice, for coming into the now, for tapping into your gut and your heart sense, and having awareness that there are some things that we don't yet know that we one day will know. There is a place where there are answers to all of our questions. Let go of any control you had over your breathing or your body. Letting go of any tensions. Maybe taking a big yawn. And find your rest for 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Knowing that corpse pose, Shavasana, is said to be the most important pose of your practice. Drink lots of water after all of your twists, and replenish yourself with food. It is always a pleasure to practice together, and I hope you will return to your practice often. Namaste.